So Matt Brown is my name. I've been working full-time with Munster for coming up to my 4th year now, and then I was part-time before that, and then coaching around the province, and prior to that in different provinces. So yeah, I've been a long time at it now, about 16 years I'd say, which sounds even longer when I actually say it out loud. So, well, changes in the team, I'd say that'll be that's obviously, it's a different crop, and there's a few people who were there then, and it was nice to catch up with them again. As far as changes on the way we prepare, there's less expectation in the fact that because a lot of the girls are an unknown quantity. So, it's kind of just a case of like, let's give them as many tools as we think we can, and hopefully they step up and take the chance. And ultimately, they're the ones driving this really. So we can just give them a framework that they're happy to buy into and just let them off really, because they're all young and they should be, excited enough to get out there and enjoy. And, signs point in that with the first 3 weeks have gone really well. We were trying to push that there's a good mix, and there's a good mix in the gym, and the off-pitch stuff, that they actually spend a good bit of time together. And then we actually had a team building day on Saturday, which was great crack, and we put them in different teams, and they did a tough enough gym session, and then they went on a bit of a treasure hunt. So look, they got to spend a bit of downtime with each other, and I think that's where the connections are made, because they all play different clubs, and I know they're probably familiar enough with each other, but to actually have a bit of a laugh with each other and spend some time, not just whacking each other in training, I think there's massive benefits there. So look, again, it remains to be seen. We've got to deselect from the squad, and we've got a long way to go yet. We've got to get to August, but signs are encouraging. But again, I'll reserve judgment till the first game. So we try to align from the top down within Munster, and I suppose there's no difference to the boys and the girls. You just kind of tailoring the programme so that they get the best out of it, and they can develop as well as they can as players and people really. And I don't think we can neglect that part of it. I know people put a lot of onus on it in the building. It's something I believe in, and if they all buy into it and try and be the best version of themselves, then you're winning either way. And then obviously hope you see at the end of the day that people kick on to adult representative squads or even international squads, and that's ultimately where we want to get them to. So Eddie, I know through art school where he coaches there, and part of my role would be going into school, so I do spend a bit of time with him, and he's got a good rugby playing history himself, and he's had real good success in the club game with Thomond. And he's just a really good fella. So from a forwards point of view, he's obsessed with the line out, and he loves that, and he gets his hands on that. So I think he's looking forward to that. But he's just a good person who's easy to work with. And Leah, I didn't really know much before she came in, bar obviously being a previous international, but I know she had experience with the Clovers, and just at first impressions, for 3 weeks in, she really knows her stuff, and she's got a really nice way about her with the girls. So look, there's probably a good blend. I know there's, I've been at it a long time, and the other guys maybe not as much, but again, I'd still always be learning, and hopefully they pick bits up, and hopefully we can do a half decent job with it. So the game now is reflective of the amount of girls who now start playing a lot younger. So we're now starting seeing those girls kick through to the adults. So, the fact that they've been playing the game since 5 or 6 as opposed to taking it up late, I think it just adds to the quality. As the resource improves, conditioning standards go up, skill standards go up, and, hopefully it's a product that people will enjoy watching, and they're only going to find out if they turn up and give it a go. And I do know it's growing, and the fact that it's televised as well. So you would just hope that there's a bit of momentum behind it, and people get their money's worth if they turn up. So I genuinely want to see how good this crop of younger girls can be, how well they can gel with the older girls, and we put a bit of emphasis on the older girls really having a role within the squad that actually brings these girls along. The sky's the limit for them. It's up to them really how much they put into it, and we can't control the other provinces, so we'll only know on the match day where we get to. But if they put the best foot forward, then there's no reason why they can't take a step further and continue that throughout the Interpro season, and we'll see what comes at the end of it.